everybody, this is Tori. Welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new, please look and hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell notification so you can get news whenever I post. I have been living with metastatic breast cancer for a little over 4 years now, and I'm coming at this totally from a patient perspective. I am not a medical professional. Please don't take anything that I say as medical advice for yourself. Make sure that you check with your doctor. Everything is about my personal experience, and I can give advice as far as what has worked for me personally, but it might not work for you. So make sure that you get your team involved in whatever medical decisions that you need to make with your cancer. Okay, so today I am going to be looking at some of my favorite resources that I found and things I wish I knew about when I was newly diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer. So I'm going to be listing some websites. They will also be listed down in the description below. So if you are inclined to check out any of these resources, if you are a patient or a family member or a friend of someone living with metastatic breast cancer, all of these resources will be below, and they are all things that have been really greatly beneficial to me as a patient. So the first one is the Metastatic Breast Cancer Alliance. They actually have an app called MBC Connect. Now, MBC Connect will connect you to any clinical trials based on your personal profile. It's going to give you lists of different surveys to take, and based on those surveys, and the information is totally confidential, don't worry about that. Based on these surveys, it's going to tell you what will maybe be beneficial for you or your cancer, or what clinical trials you might be eligible for. So I would hop on over. I know it's in the Apple Store for the App Store, Android. I'm not sure if it's on Google, but you can always check their website to be sure if you do have a Google device. But I will post that link in the description below. Okay, so the next resource is Susan G. Komen. Now, I know in the metastatic breast cancer community, that's not always been a name associated with metastatic breast cancer. We've really thought about Komen more in that preventative and early stage diagnosis. However, they are doing more for the metastatic breast cancer community. I will disclose that I am on an advisory panel for Komen, and I do recommend a lot of programming for the metastatic breast cancer community. They do have an updated spot on their website, which I will link down in the description below, that specifically deals with metastatic breast cancer, the research, and the support that's needed. Because we all know we cannot go through this alone, and Komen has done a great job of giving us great data, but they also give support. The other nice thing about Susan G. Komen is you can apply for their financial assistance grant. That did used to be $300. However, with everything going on in the world right now, that might have changed. I know it's a little bit more in some circumstances, but don't feel like you have to suffer in silence. If you can't afford your medication, if you can't afford your rent, if you can't afford childcare, this is the place to go. That's what this organization does, and they do it really well. So I would reach out to them. I will put links down below for Susan G. Komen. Okay, so the next is Living Beyond Breast Cancer. You guys, I cannot express how much Living Beyond Breast Cancer changed my life as a patient. The support that they offer among everything that they do, their website is fantastic. They have great navigator guides. Everything is really easy to understand on their navigation guides. They also have a metastatic breast cancer conference every year. Typically it's in Philadelphia. However, the first conference that I went to was actually in Memphis, Tennessee. But they do have these typically in Philly, where Living Beyond Breast Cancer is located. Now this year I believe that they will be having a virtual conference, and it's 2020 right now. Everybody knows what's going on. But at the same point, we still want to be able to connect with each other. Living Beyond Breast Cancer also has a patient hotline. So they're a great resource, you guys. I would definitely recommend them. Their links will be down in the description below. Okay, the next resource that I personally love is Dr. Joe Explains. Dr. Joe has a book. It's called Breast Cancer Like a Dandy. How is breast cancer like a dandelion? And he really takes that concept of breast cancer and understands that there's a whole new language that you're learning when you get diagnosed. A lot of us don't come from a medical community. I didn't know what metastatic meant before I got diagnosed with it. So navigating some of these programs or some of these navigators, I mean, it's intense. There's a lot of information. And as a patient, there's a lot of information being thrown at you all at once. And he has a great website and great books that you can order. I definitely highly recommend Dr. Joe Explains. I've done some work for Dr. Joe, really trying to just advocate for the metastatic breast cancer community, and he has been fantastic. He's somebody who really listens, and if you have questions, he is available through his website as well. It's not for personal medical advice. It would be very general, or if you need help breaking down something that's in one of his books, he is available through his website. There is also a patient portal on his website that you can create your own profile, and based on what you read or what you interact with, you can gain points. So I would definitely check out his website, again, down below. Okay, so the next resource, you guys, is Young Survival Coalition, and this is going to be for those who are under 45 when you were diagnosed. I was diagnosed at 30, and most of what I knew about breast cancer was this was my grandma's disease. I did not know how much breast cancer affected young women, let alone metastatic breast cancer. The resources that are on there are great. They will link you to peer-to-peer groups that are already established. A lot of those are online currently. However, those do meet in person. I know the group that I'm a part of meets once a month here in Columbus, and it's been a great blessing to me, not just to meet other people who are my age living with breast cancer, but also people that are metastatic in my age. So that's something that was very important to me, and I really encourage, if you are under the age of 45 and newly diagnosed with breast cancer, or if you've been living with it for quite a while, Young Survival Coalition is a great program, and they will be listed down below. I do want to give an honorable mention before I go to my last one to BCRF. It's Breast Cancer Research Foundation. They do amazing work, and they have a great list of resources on their website. Aside from BCRF, Metavivor, I'm going to give them another honorable mention. Metavivor is a great organization. They focus on metastatic breast cancer treatment research. So they're not necessarily doing the biology side of metastatic breast cancer, where we're trying to find why things become resistant and those type of things. They're solely focusing on treatment research. And the way that Metavivor is structured, Metavivor gives 100% of personal private donations to research. I'm going to go to one of my favorite resources. Now, this has a little bit of an education piece to it, but when you look at clinical trials and clinical trials for advanced or metastatic breast cancer, you guys, this is the gold standard. This is where you want to go. It's the Storm Writers Network. This website is ran by Christine Hodgkin, who I become a wonderful friend with. And she started this website because she looked at all of these different sites that were offering clinical trials and realized there was no great algorithm that broke down what's a metastatic trial versus an advanced breast cancer trial, because sometimes we might miss a trial that we're eligible for simply because of the language. And Christine went down and she breaks that down. She has clinical trials on there. She's a wonderful advocate. Her resume is on there, and she's the person that I personally reach out to if I have a problem finding a clinical trial. You guys, her website is fantastic. It's constantly being updated. I would definitely check that out. All right, so that is it for today. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe and click that little bell notification so you can make sure you get videos whenever I post. All right, I hope you guys enjoy these resources. Let me know in the comments below if any of these have benefited you, or if you would like to see anything else around this topic. All right, have a great day, everybody. Bye.